Welcome back. You're now watching the political segment on the Weekend Show. In the last couple of weeks, we've spoken to different parties and we've heard about their campaigns and what they plan to do for Nigeria. However, we've also found out that there are a lot of internal issues across the different parties.
Yes.
And including the Labour Party is themselves. We've heard about the APC, we've heard about the PDP, and people have wondered, some people were interested in running before Peter Obi got into power.
Yes.
What has happened to the ambition and where are they now? And so we'll be having a conversation with a former aspirant of the Labour Party in Nigeria. And joining us is
Faduri Oluwadare, who is, as Andy just said, a former presidential aspirant of the Labour Party. And he'll be joining us via Zoom.
hello and
Hello,
good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you on the Weekend Show. And first of all, I want to congratulate you on the fact that you tried to run. You were one of those people who didn't just talk, but you went and acquired the form and you tried running for the presidency under the Labour Party. Why did you run in this election, and what has the journey been like for you so far? What next after your Labour Party scenario?
Thank you for having me on the show this morning. I am grateful to be here. For record, my name once again is Fadri Oluwadare Joseph, aka Father Joe. I'm a Nollywood actor and also someone that works in the medical field and now based in the USA. For the last couple of years, I've seen my country, move from glory, to the worst, that anybody could think of. And because of this, I felt that I was part of those who were complaining about the country. And I felt complaining about it is not going to bring a solution, especially when some of us are in our 40s and we look around the world. We go to France and see Emmanuel Macron in his 40s, Zelensky of Ukraine, and most of these young leaders in the world who have done so much to avert their country. So with all my international exposure and all that, I felt that the best thing is to get involved in the politics of our country and not just complaining about it. We're complaining that the people that are running are too old, they are the same old politicians, but we're not doing anything. Nobody's making effort. And that was what I said, God used me to be a Joseph of our generation to rescue our country. And we started a rescue mission, a rescue movement, which is what is in vogue in Nigeria now. We want to rescue our country. So that is how far it all started and how I got involved in the race.
Okay. All right. So seeing as Peter Obi emerged after the primaries, which you were involved in, were you or would you say you are in support of that particular candidate emerging as the flag bearer for your party?
Thank you for that question. That was a very important question, and that question is a $1 million question that we're still dealing with out there in court very soon. Labour Party was a party that was sleeping before I came in there. I woke up the party and made it a third force. But unfortunately, 4 days before the primary, Peter Obi came into the party, and actually, when he probably realized he couldn't outspend Tikus and the rest in the Wikis in PDP, he came to hijack the party that I've been building up since March. It's unfortunate that leaders of our political parties in Nigeria are full of greed and selfishness, and until we have people who are actually patriotic about their country, not just what's going to come to their pockets, then we're not going to have a country that we're looking to have. They play a lot of politics, a lot of fouls, and cheated me, during the primaries. But at the point, I was thinking, okay, let's see what we can do to see if I can work with Peter Obi and let's create a country that we want. I'm not a tribalistic man. I'm not a man who deals with ethnicity and all that. I just want a Nigeria that will work for everybody. Nigeria is the most populous black nation in the world, and if Nigeria is okay, every other African nation will be okay. But after giving into the pressure and all of that, and all the games and politics of Labour Party leadership, and also Peter Obi and his team, unfortunately, I've been disappointed so far with Peter Obi than supporting him to win the next election. I always say that a man that cannot be sincere, faithful, and honest with one man, which is a man like me that stepped down for him, then it is very hard for me to ask my 8.3 million members all over Nigeria to go ahead and support him. I've not endorsed anybody for the next election. I've not endorsed him, even when I'm still in much Labour Party, because what I'm seeing is not what Nigerians are saying. I see the obedient movement as a movement that wants Peter Obi to win. But I don't see Obi himself as someone that wants to win Nigerian election, presidency for next year. So all of these are things that are going on internally. And as you can see, there's so much crisis within the party because of greed and selfishness on the part of party leadership. And I expected Peter Obi to take up leadership, because when you are the flag bearer of the party, you become the leader of the party. But he has not also shown leadership to take charge of the party and take charge of all the crises that has been rocking the party. He's just been running a solo campaign, riding on obedient movement. But to win election in 2023, we're going to need more than just riding on obedient movement.
Okay, so I hear you when you use words like hijacked for the primaries, and also the fact that with Peter Obi, you expressed a bit of disappointment. Can you clearly explain how it was hijacked? And secondly, as someone who says you want to rescue Nigeria, is this more about you or about the failings of the party and the candidate? So is this in your interest or in the interest of Nigerians and the obedient movement, like you said?
Thank you for that question. First and foremost, whatever I'm doing is not about me. If it is about me, I'm doing fine in the US, where I work as a nurse. I have a family, and I'm taking care of my family. And for the last 8 years, I have a foundation called Help Panel Foundation that I've been helping to help a lot of Nigerians, both home and abroad. From March till May 30th, before we had the primary, I was personally funding the party. The party had no funds, had no nothing. I was funding the party in all the 36 states of Nigeria. All the 36 states of Nigeria. And 4 days, we all knew when Peter Obi came into Labour Party. 4 days to primary. That was when he left PDP, when he realized that he could not have spent. I'm not a politician, I'm a leader. Politicians are those who want to run from one place to the other because they are looking to hijack power. They are desperate. That's what politicians do. But I'm not a politician. I was member of APC. I left APC and I said, no, let me move to go and put up a youth together, Nigerians together, ordinary Nigeria, and let's see how we can form a new government, how we can hijack government from those who have enslaved our country for so long. And all of this we were doing well. Labour Party was becoming the third force of this next election before Peter Obi joined the party. When Peter Obi was in PDP, there was no obedient movement. So Peter Obi was only enjoying and riding on the movement that we started, which was the rescue movement that we started. And 4 days to the primary, he came in, and all he did was to roll in cash and hijack the party leadership. You know, when people say Obido they give shishi, I just smile, because these are people who doesn't know what happened within the party system. But the party hierarchy in Nigeria is a party hierarchy where money and greed, dictates the tone of the game. And for this election, they came in, they hijacked the party with money, and even at that, I was still ready to work with him. I felt, well, I'm not a desperate man. I'm still a young man. I could work with him and build more on my experience and build more on getting ready, to pick up Nigerian leadership in the future. So it is not about me. But now, if that man now, who came to hijack the party, hijack the mandate from me, now decided to get in also and start using divide and rule. Almost all my coordinators within Nigeria were the ones that they are using for their coordinators around Nigeria now. But while me, that is their leader, they just aligned me. There were a lot of things that we talked about, after much debate, after much fight, and up to now, everything that we talked about, they never, did any of them. So it is not about me. It's about if I cannot trust this man who wants to make Nigeria a better place, a man that the whole Nigeria is thinking is going to be the Messiah, If he cannot even undo crisis within within his party, if he cannot be honest with only one man that that he hijacked power from, then how can he be honest, sincere, and also be a messiah to 400 million Nigerians? So it is not about me. It's about an average Nigeria who are putting so much hope in a Peter Obi who, I do not see what they are saying. So my fear is not about me. My fear is about many Nigerians who are hopeless, many youths who are jobless. Look at what is happening in our country. A country that has everything but lack everything. We have oil. Yes, we don't have it. We have water. Yes, we don't have it. So it's a country where we have so much and we lack so much. So Nigerians are looking up for someone who can rescue their country, someone who can take us from this direction to a better direction. And that is why everybody is shouting obedient, Obi, Peter Obi. But the question is, the Obi I'm seeing that I'm close to, that the way I'm looking at it in our party, is it the one that can actually undo our country and take us to that promised land? My answer to that is no. And that is why I have not been able, to come to a point where I can conveniently, tell my followers all around Nigeria to say, okay, this is what we are following. I'm still watching to see a lot of things that needs to be corrected. So from his DG to himself to party leadership, it's all one problem or the other, one crisis of the other, and it all boils down to money, money and money, which is greed. That is what has killed our country where it is today. Until we take greed out of our system, until we are patriotic Nigerians where we think of our country first, then we're not going to have a country. So that's my fear. So everything is not about me. It's about Nigerian people and how I was cheated after I was asked to step down by force. And I said, okay, I paid 30 million to buy form. Return my money. It's okay. Return my 30 million. Let me go back to where I come from. Up to now, the party and Obi are playing games. Never returned my 30 million that I used to buy form. I never had election. You guys asked me to step down by force. I have the case in court right now, and very soon the court will also get involved and interpret if I deserve to get refunded. When I wasn't allowed to run, election because party was hijacked, then the court will decide for us and also the party. So I'm afraid, that a lot of Nigerians don't know what's going on. Like in one of my publications, I said, Obi is not different from Tinubu and Atiku. It's not different to me. I do not see Obi as the next Messiah. It's just that because Nigerians don't want the two other guys, and they felt, okay, this one is
better. So I have a direct question for
you.
I have a direct question for you. As a politician and someone who talks about honesty, transparency, and fairness, you have pretty much spoken against your former contender, who is Peter Obi, and you've also said he's not different from Atiku and Tinubu. So do you want to directly say who should Nigerians look for as a leader and what should they look for? Because we can't cancel all the options, but as a man who stands on your words, make a position and say where you stand and what you want for Nigeria. Because if you say you control 8 million followers and supporters, it would also be important to take a stand. So what do you stand for when it comes to the 2023 elections and moving Nigeria forward?
Thank you for that question. I have not made up my mind to conveniently tell my followers who they should vote for in the next election. Because all I'm trying is also fighting within the party to be a correction. Because if we have a Peter Obi who cannot be corrected by the party leadership because they have taken, because they have all soiled their hands, I want to be a man who can begin to correct some of the things that our aspirant or our candidate is doing that is wrong, that is not going to help our country. So if I'm able to see a change in him, that I can believe that, okay, this man will do the right thing for my country, then I will move my followers to go ahead and let's go ahead and support and vote for this man. But right now, I'm not, of course, supporting Atiku or Tinubu because I do not believe in them. That is the reason why I left APC. I was an APC member before. So I never believed that a Tinubu is the next person that is going to make our country better, or an Atiku that's going to make our country better. But in the next man that I feel is going to make our country better, and I'm seeing closely that it's not doing the right thing. So if I bluntly, because it's my party, say I'm going ahead to endorse and everybody go and vote, then in the next 4 years, what will I say to Nigerians? 8 years ago, everyone that was supporting Buhari, say Buhari, say Buhari, how many of them today can vouch and say they are proud, of what they did? So I hold my endorsement very important, and I will not endorse what I'm not sure of. Nigerians are going to make their decisions, and whatever their decisions, we are all going to face the consequences. Just we faced one that we did 8 years ago with Muhammadu Buhari. So it will be easier for me not to endorse anyone, but to speak my voice out. Those who are going to hear, let them hear. And those who feel maybe that young man is being paid or he's just looking for attention, it's okay. But I will make my point clear and know to Nigerians and let people make their decision. But election is still far away. So let's see. Politics can be played. A lot of things can change. And by then, I'll be able to categorically say, okay, let us go with this person. I think it will make our country better. But if not, I'm afraid 2023 might not be as beautiful or as messianic as people are thinking it's going to be.
Father, the elections aren't as far as you say. In less than 3 months, we'll be at the polls voting, actually. But before we get into that, earlier you mentioned some crisis within the Labour Party. Can you shed some light on that?
The party within the Labour Party ranges from, I don't know, almost every aspect of the party is fighting. The youth leader was removed some time ago. Now the national publicity secretary is now suspended. The DG is suspended. At every point, at every week of our nation, we're having one problem or the other. From all these crises would not have happened if the people themselves did not allow greed, to overtake them. If you look at Nigeria now, we don't even have as a candidate in most of the governorship, senatorial, or House of Rep seats all across Nigeria. All of these things were my cry from the beginning. Let us field people. Let us go ahead and look for good Nigerians, and let's allow them to run, even if they have no money. Let us not make money our priority. That you have to have 2-3 million to buy form, and that was why up to now that we have so many vacant seats, we are not competitive anywhere in most of the states in Nigeria, because our party leaders were only interested in money and not about candidates who can run election, and win seats all over Nigeria. So all of this is the reason why now we're having crises of money, and money. Everybody is not able to account for money here and there. Everybody is running to get money up and down.
I want to thank you very much.
We're having suspensions. We're having crises in the party up to today.
Thank you, Father, and thank you for you being able to share your thoughts and your opinion on all of this. We will be following on closely to see how all the parties are faring, including the Labour Party. I would have loved if you had taken a stand to tell us where your support was, but we do hope you settle your issues in court or within your party. We'll be taking a short break, and when we return, we do have more for you on the political segment of the Weekend Show.